there is a lot of what you call the distortion, not only in the ordination, but also in the other area. There are many areas I found really disturbing evidence how the teachings are distorted. I want to give you one example, and this example comes from a relatively recently published by Kadampa Publication, and the book is called Modern Buddhism, and published in 2011. And in that book, Kelsang Gyatso, the page 12, the heading of Who are the Kadampas? Who are the Kadampas? And then he gave some of those names, masters like Atisha, and then he explains, and there's a Kadampa tradition started by Atisha and some of those great Kadampa Geshes, and then in Tibet there is also the tradition called New Kadampa Tradition. By the way, the term that he used to his organization, New Kadampa Tradition, is really, he hijacked. He's really sort of, this term, New Kadampa Tradition, was already exist during the Tsongkhapa's time. Tsongkhapa's tradition is called New Kadampa Tradition. So now, then he says this, which is very, very, disturbing things, and it is this. I'll quote. Later, Tsongkhapa and his disciples emphasized the practice of Kadampa Lamrim of both Sutra and Tantra equally, and this new tradition founded by Tsongkhapa is called New Kadampa Tradition. Then next is the main point. Kadampas sincerely rely on Buddha Shakyamuni because Buddha is the source of Kadam Lamrim. They sincerely rely on Avalokiteshvara, the Buddha of compassion, and upon wisdom Dharma protector, indicating that their main practice is compassion and wisdom. And they sincerely rely on Ayatara because she promised Atisha that she would take special care of Kadampa practitioners in the future. For this reason, these four enlightened holy beings are called four Kadampa Guru deities. Now, just pay attention. Out of the four deities, that he is right. In the Kadampa tradition, by the Atisha and Domtamba, they have chosen the four deities. Now the four deities, what he count, the third one. Just I'll repeat again that third one. He said, wisdom Dharma protector. Out of the four, third one he called wisdom Dharma protector. Now in page 148, same book, Wisdom Buddhism, Modern Buddhism, the wisdom Dharma protector is painted or drawn, the Shugden, Togel, that harmful spirit. Now that is pure distortion, really, really pure distortion. He is saying to his followers, this Togel, this harmful spirit Shugden, is one of the four Kadampa deities. That's what he's saying. It is really pure distortion. Now, I have this evidence. I'm not just saying it. The evidence is here. First, I want to read this clearly. This text is, the collection of, the Tibetan teachers' text, and in this first volume, which is a volume of Kadampa teachings. And in this first volume, Kadampa teachings are put into two categories. In Tibetan, they are called Pachu, Kadam Pachu, and Kadam Puchu. Kadam Pachu refers to the teachings, Kadampa teachings directly comes from Atisha, and sometimes Atisha having a question and answer session between Atisha and his, the main disciple, Domtempa, and those teachings are called Kadam that means the teachings of the father. And the second group is called Kadam Puchu, that is the Kadampa teachings which come out from those Kadampa and the followers, like those Geshe Potowa, Geshe Chekawa, Geshe Sharawa, and so forth. And these are called Kadam Puchu. That means the teachings of the sons of the Kadampa master. Now my reading comes from the first one. That means either directly from the Atisha himself or from the question and answer with the Domtempa. And this is part of the question and answer, and directly related to these four deities. Hashila Chidara Dambe Liu, the chapter of the how to see, how to practice the four deity of the Kadampa. And here the four deity, the Atisha and Domtempa have identified the four deities are this. First I will read in Tibetan. Nobu Rinpoche, Nobu Rinchen Digeto, Dugu Nyawa Ngala Sun. So that is the main saying. To listen to the people who are interested in the in the jewel of the teachings. Then this coming four lines. Tuba Yerme Jeresi. Tuba Buddha. Yerme Jeresi Avalokiteshvara. Those two. Now the third one. What they have recognized. They have recognized, third one, Miyo Gondang Domayi. Miyo, immovable, the Buddha. Immovable Buddha. Miyo Doma Ayatara. Those are the four Kadampa deities. Those are the four Kadampa deities Atisha and Domtempa have identified. And it just, if you want to know further, this great scholar and historian, Tungar Rinpoche, who passed away some years ago, in his this amazing, the dictionary, like a Tsingzu, page 169, he explained what are the four Kadampa deities. And I will repeat again in Tibetan. It says, first one, Dumbe Dagbo, Tube Ongbo. So, Lord Buddha. Second, Shive Ha, Tamje Chigdu Duba Jenrese. Peaceful deity, embodiment of all the deities is Chenresi, Avalokiteshvara. Second. Third, Towe Ha, the wrathful deity, which all come to embodiment of all the wrathful deity is Miyowa, he says. Duba Miyowa, immovable. And fourth, Hamotamji Chigdu Duba, Jizun Doma. All the female deities, in the embodiment of all the female deities is Tara. And that is clearly mentioned by these. And I have no idea where he got this, the third down, the wisdom Dharma protector. And wisdom Dharma protector, he just used that term wisdom Dharma protector without saying Shugden. If he has a gut, he should say Shugden. Then people will understand. He just used this English term, just to contaminate the teachings of the Kadampa. On the one hand, he says he's holding the Kadampa tradition very purely. On the other hand, he is fundamentally, what you call the distorting Kadampa teachings, and you should know that. And this is one example. Another example is very ironic. On the one hand, in this transcript, he says Tibetan Buddhist tradition is, completely degenerated. And he said that. But then himself trained in that tradition, grown up that tradition, trained in this tradition. All his teachers comes from that tradition. And then when he gives his own version of ordination to his follower, that becomes pure ordination. I have no idea how does it work. Comes from a very degenerated tradition, which he said, and he was trained in that. Now when he gives to the non-Tibetans this his own version of ordination, it becomes very pure. That is, then another here, the relation to that, on the one hand he strongly criticized. He has right, he can criticize Tibetan Buddhism, so on and so forth. But on the other hand, he just keep his version of ordained monks and nuns, keep the Tibetan Buddhist robes. What's the point? Always when there is some kind of advantages to be taken, he always takes that. His monks and nuns, according to his version, monks and nuns wear these Tibetan Buddhist robes. Why he wants to do that? If he really sees that it's a very degenerated tradition. So those are the things really people need to know. My recording here, is not really, I don't have a great hope. People, particularly people following the Kadampa tradition, they will listen. But my main point is really, consult, look at some of those very, very, the well-established, well-trained, great teachers' texts. Not just one person's. No matter how clever, wise, capable he or she might be, one person's source is not same as many generations, teachers of many generations, texts, teachings. There's no equivalent, no matter how clever he or she might be. And that is clearly mentioned by Tsongkhapa. Tsongkhapa said, when there are difficulties, when there are disagreements, should consult, should go to those authentic Indian masters' texts, sources. Then give the sort out the differences. So that is what I hope that my recording may give, just some kind of curiosity. People are interested to read some of these great texts. Also, exclusively my quotations are based on Tsongkhapa's texts, because Kelsang Gyatso claims he follows Tsongkhapa's teaching very closely. He claims he is the what you call the protector, or he is the main. His organization is the main organization preserving Tsongkhapa's tradition purely. If that's the case, those people should have right to read Tsongkhapa's own words, not just his own words, not just only his own words. It is very interesting. In this talk where he gave, he keeps saying Lamrim, 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 just using that term, how Lamrim is important, how Lamrim is useful, how Lamrim is... But then at the end, when he identified Lamrim text, he failed to identify Tsongkhapa's Lamrim text, which is well translated, available. What he identified Lamrim text, his own book, which he says, Lamrim text, that is in page 12. Lamrim text, joyful path of good fortune. That is one of his own texts. So, these are the indication what kind of person he is.